What's going on, YouTube? Dustin's back for some tire talk. Treat you guys today with another Maxxis tire video. I haven't really talked tires much because I've kind of really settled on the tires that I like. So today, I'm officially breaking up with the Maxxis Assegai 2.5 EXO Max Terra. This has been if you guys been following along, I apologize. I'm all over the place doing drum stuff, doing motorcycle stuff, cycling back through the mountain bikes. You can see my new gravel rig in the back there. Shout out to Thomas Wilson. Built me up a nice little training bike, a 9er RLT9 with some axis shifting on it. Thing's pretty sweet. We'll get into that at a future date. But I wanted to talk mountain bikes today. You know, because a lot of you guys are here for that, and some of you have been enjoying the drum stuff, and I thank you guys for that. But sorry, I just got done golfing. Freaking hot outside, and I'm all sweaty. Love to talk golf too, if anyone out there golfs. Anyways, Maxxis Assegai. If you guys have been on the channel for a long time, this has been my go-to tire for probably the last, basically since it came out. I kind of just put this on, fell in love with it. I really liked just how much traction it had. Just had seamless traction all the way through. But there's one thing that's just really two things that have caused me to just fully give up on this tire. Number one is rolling speed. The Max Terra version rolls okay. It rolls pretty good. The Max Grip version is a total slug. And a lot of you guys have mentioned that in the comments before. But yeah, rolling, it's just around here we have so much climbing and like downs and flats and ups. I mean, it's a lot of undulating terrain. And this can get a little bit tiresome on longer days. Whereas something like a DHF or DHR doesn't, it doesn't wear me out as much. So that's one reason. And the second reason is the biggest reason, and I've alluded to this issue before on the channel, the Assegai sudden breakaway. So this tire makes you feel so confident and you feel like you're just on a rail. And then I've had it just completely lose traction out of nowhere. Like you're in a corner, you're feeling great, and boom, the thing just steps right out. Like instantly, no warning, gone. Whereas something like a Minion, I've just ridden Minions for so long up until riding this. That breakaway point is just really predictable, and I have a lot more feedback with the Minion, and hence why I'm going back to the DHF, probably permanently. DHF or DHR. DHF in the summer, DHR in the winter. But I'll just say Minion. Why I'm going back to a Minion permanently. That predictable breakaway. It doesn't quite have the outright traction side to side, up and over, all the way to over. But once you get on the edge, for whatever reason, I think these L-shaped lugs just grip better, especially the DHF with that gap. I think that channel that, people love or hate really helps the Minion knobs, the side knobs, really dig in when you lean that bike over. And then a couple rides of going back to this, I don't notice the drift zone anymore at all. It's more just a predictable thing. Like you can kind of just learn how to drift this thing into corners, or if you just get past that and dip it in real quick, you don't even notice it. Also, too, if you go with the Max Grip version, which is also one, I love this tire. So yeah, if you go with the Max Grip version, does get rid of a little bit of that drift zone. So, but yeah, I was just watching a video with Nate Hills, and I'll try and find it and I'll throw it up if I remember.
Holy shit.
He's blacked out all his logos, but he's still riding a Max Grip Assegai, and you can see that you'll be going, and then all of a sudden the tire just is it's like an oh shit moment, and it just steps out, and you think you're gonna crash. It's never crashed on me. I've always caught it, but it's just I don't like that. I like the more predictable feel of the Minion, as opposed to this feeling like it's got all the traction on the planet and then all of a sudden it steps out just out of nowhere. So yeah, I'm officially breaking up with the Assegai. That's why I get a little bit better rolling, a little bit better feel out of the Minion, a little bit better predictability. I think more outright grip when fully leaned over and those side lugs are engaged. I think it has more cornering grip. This has a little bit more consistent grip all the way through. But shout out to MTB Telly. He's talked about that too. The Minion side knobs, are just superior to these. These are inferior side knobs, I think. Everything else is great on it, and with this transition lug, you kind of lose a little bit of the feel of the tire. Like I've been going back and forth on them in the Minion. I just feel like I get way more feedback. I know more what my bike is doing underneath me, whereas I kind of feel a little vague going back to the Assegai, coming off the Minion. This tire, I mean, it's got a ton of traction, but it just kind of feels vague, and you can almost just kind of start riding lazy because you think you just have all this traction. You start making, in my opinion, or in my experience, I started making poor cornering technique, poor decision making, just because I'm like, oh, the tires, I got so much traction, I can just late brake this and slide into this, and I'll be good because I got all the traction in the world. Whereas on the Minion, I feel like I'm a little bit more cautious and set up a little bit more properly for corners, just knowing that I don't quite have the amount of traction that this does. But you know, you learn to ride it differently, and you know, you'll get used to whatever tire you're on. But and if you guys love the Assegai and you want to roast me in the comments, this is just my opinion. I'm not telling you that you have to switch just because I switched. Okay? This is just my opinion and why I'm giving up on the Assegai. I still think the Assegai is a great tire. A lot of people love it. There's so many different riding styles. Like certain people's styles can favor certain tires over others. Like my style, the way I ride, I just kind of prefer the Minion feel. It rides more like a snow ski, where you get on the edge of that snow ski and it just carves. Compared to this tire, it's just kind of, I don't know, as I keep going back to it, it's just more of a blah, like just a dead feeling. Just kind of I don't feel what the bike's doing underneath me. I'm not getting any feedback from the tire nearly as much as the Minions. So yeah, DHR, DHF. Anyways, there you have it. I'm breaking up with the Assegai. Whoops. Moving forward, DHFs, Max Terra, Max Grip, either or, depending on if I want a little bit more traction or a little bit more rolling. I got a Max Terra on the front right now, and I love it. DHF, baby. Still the king. Peace.